Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and time for another live stream. We're going to be covering, of course, the news today that broke just before lunchtime that Leeds United had secured the long-term signatures of three great prospects at Leeds United. Of course, Summerville, Sam Greenwood, and the main man for me, Joe Gelhardt. We will speak about each of them individually. I have put a poll out as well, just to ask you who you believe, not will go on to have the best career, but who this season will have the biggest impact. I do want you to vote in that poll, and we'll have a little chat about that and find out why it is that you've, selected them. I want to know why, put in the chat, Joffy, reason why, Greenwood, reason why, Summerville, reason why, yeah, and we'll pick the bones out of that and have a chat about it. I had the actual the luxury of meeting Sam today. Actually, I was at the gym. Obviously, he's from Sunderland. I live in Sunderland, and just as the news broke as well, which I couldn't get my head around because I automatically assumed that the players would have been at the ground, but obviously it was all done yesterday, maybe, or over the weekend. I'm not too sure. And I was like, Sam Greenwood, and he went, yeah. And I was like, oh, wow, can I get a picture? So, yeah, top guy. And, yeah, I go to the same gym as a Premier League footballer. It's not bad, is it? It's not bad at all. Evening to you all as well. And smash the like, as Bocker already has. Big up from Callum66, who says, congrats on over 500,000 views last month, Joe. I should really go to bed, obviously, in Australia. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Obviously, the YouTube analytics on the monthly, I had a look and I had over 500,000 views for July. It is amazing. And I want to thank you all so much for your continued support. I'll be doing a watch along on Saturday as well. I've made that decision to continue to pump out content for yous. My ticket will be going to a friends and family, and I'll be here so I can provide content for you throughout the season. All right, so make sure you join me for that as well. Decision being made, big decision because it's a hard decision because I love going, but I think it's the right decision at this moment in time. Yeah, so make sure you join me for that. This week as well, before we get into the main crux of today's video, obviously tomorrow we have midweek fix. So on the midweek fix, we're going to be focusing solely on Leeds United, and we're going to make our predictions for top goal scorer, top assister, most suspended, breakout star, player of the season, all them predictions from a Leeds United perspective. Myself, Lewis, Max and JT will be doing. I've sent them the list already. I'm also going to put the list of questions out on my community page because I want you to get involved as well. So I want you to answer them as well. So I'll be doing that. So let me just I'll tell you what the questions are now so you can sort of like start to think about it. Then on Thursday as well, obviously, the Premier League starts on Friday, so I'll be doing a watch along for that game. But on Thursday, I'll be doing the Premier League show. We're also going to do our Premier League predictions on there as well. So I want to get you all involved in that. I'm just going to go on the group chat now on our Leeds United midweek fix group chat and go through the questions so you can start to think about that. So what we've got is league position, top goal scorer, player of the season, young player of the season, flop of the season, surprise package of the season, player to watch, most injured, top assists, loads to go through. All right, I'll put that out on the community page so you can all have a go at getting involved. And we'll discuss that on tomorrow night's show on the midweek fix, and then we've got the Premier League predictions as well. I'll have a live reaction to the press conference with Jesse Marsh. I'll have a preview to drop. Hopefully speak to a Wolves fan as well. So it's going to be busy. But that's what we do it for, right? And listen, we did 500,000 views in July. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep smashing it, right? Let's keep smashing it. Right. So let's go through today's news. So of course, at under 23s level, we had what you would consider a hugely potent attacking force from the likes of Gelhardt, Sam Greenwood and Crysencio Summerville. Okay, they tore the Premier League 2, Division 2 apart in their first season. Of course, we won the league. We got promotion to the top tier. Unfortunately, this season, we got relegated. A lot of that was due to the fact that a lot of these first-team players or then players at under 23s level were used in the first team because of the way that Bielsa like to work with youth, right? So that's why we were relegated. Let's not pretend it was due to these individuals, because it wasn't. They were too busy putting in work in the first team. Obviously, after their great exploits at Premier League Division 2, Summerville got his debut in September 2021, Gelhardt in October of 21, and then Greenwood got his in December of 2021. So the future is really, really bright for Leeds United. I think all three of them, look, I'm going to speak about them all individually. I've said many a times that I don't know if Summerville will make the grade at Leeds United. Obviously, people at the club disagree. And let's be honest, I said about Greenwood before that I wasn't sure. And now I'm on board. And that's not just because I've met him, but also because I've seen the performances on the pitch. I'm still yet to see that from Summerville. I don't watch a boatload of under 23s. Them that watch under 23s regularly tell me all the time in the comments, you don't know what you're talking about, Joe. He's a prospect. And that's fine. I don't, because I don't watch enough under 23s. And I barely know what I'm talking about anyway. I'm just a big blag. But the good news is that the main one for me is Gelhardt. We had to get Gelhardt locked down, didn't we? Because we know how good of a player that guy is. He signed a new deal until the summer of 2027. So that gives us 5 years. And Greenwood and Summerville both agreed terms until summer 2026. Of course, they'll see a massive increase in the wages and stuff, and fair play to them. That's what you get when you're a Premier League footballer. You must be absolutely buzzing. But I'm just glad that they're at the football club for an elongated period of time. Because if we struggled this year, God forbid, but if we did struggle, then people are going to start circling around these prospects, specifically around Joffrey. You know, there was even, worries from the fan base that Gelhardt could get poached anyway. But the fact that he's signed on a new deal, there's nothing to say that they might get poached, but at least we'll get top dollar from him. And let's not forget we paid $1 million for Gelhardt. I'm not sure what we paid for Sam Greenwood, but it was cheap. Let's see if we can have a look and see on Transfermarkt what he went for. Can't remember off the top of my head. 450, no, 1.5. So 1.5 we paid for Sam Greenwood from Arsenal, from their under 18 side. He was smashing it there as well. Obviously, he wanted that move back up north. Like I said, he lives in Sunderland. Probably still lives up here. It's not that far from Leeds. I've done the journey many a times, obviously going to see games, etc. So 1.5 million, Joffrey $1 million. It's great business from the club. Let's just have a look at what we got for Summerville in terms of his value as well, if it says it on here. I see it doesn't give us a fee. Undisclosed, that'll be from Feyenoord under 19s. Look, right, so we'll start with Summerville. We will start with Crysencio Summerville. We can really have a chat about Summerville because, like I say, I have my opinion on him, to be honest, of whether or not, it's not that I don't think he's a good player. I'm just not sure if he has the stature and the physicality to work in the Premier League. And a lot of people said, well, last time I said that, someone said to me, oh, well, Sterling does. And then someone mentioned Foden and Silva and all these players, but they're a different kettle of fish. They're a different kettle of fish, aren't they? But Leeds United are delighted. Let me just get this up so we can go through each article. So Leeds United reported today that they were delighted to announce that Summerville had signed a new 4-year contract with the club running until the summer of 2026. Known for his blistering pace and ability to glide past defences, Summerville has committed his future to the club after impressing during his 2 years at Ellen Road. Obviously, he joins fellow teammates Gelhardt and Greenwood in signing new deals. He progressed into the first team with both of his teammates after showing great form in the under-23s setup when we won that league title, as we spoke about earlier. He's represented his national side, Holland, at under-21 level, where he scored on his debut for his country. He's commended for his hard work and form, and obviously was then rewarded with a Premier League debut away at Newcastle. Back in September 2021, I think we drew that game, didn't we? We drew that game. Alan St. Maximin scored, I think. Let's have a look. He played his final match of last season away at Watford in a 3-0 victory. And obviously, we survived in the Premier League. And they've said that he will continue to develop under head coach Jesse Marsh and his coaching staff, whilst also looking to continue his progression and knowledge within the Premier League. Just some quotes from Victor Orta, because obviously he's been given the number 10 as well, which is a big number, right? So you would imagine they see him, playing a lot more game this season. Otherwise, you don't give him the number 10. It's a big shirt number to have. And there were some saying that he probably gets sent out on loan, but Victor Orta, these are his comments verbatim, said, Crysencio is an exciting talent. We have seen what he can do in the under-23 setup, and this year it is his time to kick on and deliver in the first team. I strongly believe he can become an important player for us. Now is the time for him to focus and work harder than ever to force himself into the team and stay there. So Summerville's not going anywhere. Summerville's not going on loan. Summerville is going to be fighting for his place in that first team. I ask you the question, do you think he will get a place in the first team? Will he hold it down? Will he be able to maintain a place in the first team? Who's he competing with? Well, you would argue he's going to be playing on the ram or the lamb, the right attacking mid, or even if you want to call it right and left wing, but narrow. He's going to be playing in one of them spots. Well, will he play on the right-hand side? I don't know how or where he gets in. I want you to tell me, because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, right, okay, so the starting lineup against Wolves, not expecting him to be in that. We know what that starting lineup's going to be because it was the one that played against Cagliari. But will he usurp Harrison? Will he usurp James? Will he usurp Rodrigo even if he plays off the right? Because I think Aronson will play in the centre. Can he play from the left? Can Summerville play from the left? I mean, you would argue he can, right? You would argue he can. Those that say it, like Leeds United Ultras says, instead of Rodrigo. From a fan perspective, Michael, I'm with you. Will the club? Maybe not. I'd be very surprised if Summerville gets into the first team and he's able to hold down that position when you consider the wingers at the football club. If we just look at it, wingers, then you've got James, you have got Harrison, and you have got Sinisterra when he's fit. He's going to struggle, but we've only got like 4 wingers there, right? But because of the system we play, I would probably throw Rodrigo in there as well with them. I'm not sure, but one thing's for sure for me is that he's going to be around the place and he's going to get a lot more minutes. He is going to get a lot more minutes this season. Of course, we have to throw into the fact that we have 5 subs now as well. That's going to play a big part in these players' decisions, etc., to not go out on loan, to stay close to the club, because Jesse Marsh does tinker. It's something that he's known for. He does rotate. He does give people opportunities. Just looking at the stats on FB Ref, so he's played 6 times in total last season and 13 in the under-23s. Of them 6 performances, I mean, none of them starts, admittedly, but off the bench, I can't remember Summerville doing much. I think it's a massive step for him to get into the first team and then also, earn a starting spot, especially when you consider that we have James, we have Sinisterra and Jack Harrison. You know, it's a big step. It's a big step. He's played 130 minutes in total in them 6 substitute appearances. So, you know, only 1.4 90 minutes played. So he's only played like 90 minutes in total plus a little more. So not an awful lot of football for us to judge him on. Obviously, if you look at his under-23 statistics, in 2020-21, he made 10 starts, got 6 goals and 4 assists. Decent. Played 11 or had 11 starts last season in the under-23s and got 6 goals and 1 assist. So he's great at that level. It's just whether or not he can make that step up, right? If he can make that step up to the Premier League. And the big thing is the gauntlet's being laid down now. You know, I agree with Nipper. I think he needs to bulk up. I'm not sure he will work in the Premier League. Again, this is just my opinion, and I am wrong a lot of the time. 99% of the time. Apart from I said we were staying up. Stick with me. Because I said Greenwood wouldn't make it, and now I'm not even thinking about that. Do you know what I mean? Michael asked the question, what if Harrison went to Newcastle for 40 million? I don't think Harrison will go. If he did go, I'd be worried. I'd be worried because then you're looking at just Sinisterra, James and Summerville. That's not good enough, in my opinion. Harrison's massively underrated. Harrison has to stay. Yeah, Harrison has to stay for me, regardless. It's too late now. We know now, looking at it, guys, I mean, it's Wednesday tomorrow. We're not getting a left-back or a striker in before Saturday. You know? My concern is that the club, the owners, either Radrazani or the 49ers, aren't willing to put the cash in because we've spent what we've sold. Whereas the rest of... No one's injecting any cash. And I can understand it because Radrazani's got half and they've got half. And it's like, well, until we get full ownership, I'm going to put it in. Why is Radrazani going to put it in if he's selling at some point? You know what I mean? So that's the situation we're in. I'm concerned that we won't. Well, we'd be daft not to get any additions in. But if Harrison was to go, yeah, but Dale says you can't say that though. We had a £25 million bid in for. Are you talking about for CDK? But that money came from the Rafa money. That was from the Rafa money, right? That was from the Rafa money. I'm just not sure. Look, we could go on all day, but the facts are we still ain't got a left back or a striker. They're the facts. Until we see him in the door, we're going to have these conversations, whether you like it or not, whether you agree or disagree. We're going to have these conversations, aren't we? Because no one's coming in. Yeah? You know what I mean? No one's coming in yet. No one's coming in. But yeah, big step up for Summerville. Do I think... Do you expect him to play like 15 games in the Premier League this season? I'm not sure. He's not going to be a starter, is he? Look, the gauntlet's been thrown down to him. He's been given the number 10. And Victor Orta said it's now his time to shine in the Premier League as a first teamer and keep that spot. He's been given a lot because Bielsa wasn't sold on him, I don't think. He wanted to move because he wanted first team football. The club must have given him some assurances. Jesse must have given him some assurances. You're going to get game time. Sign the deal. We'll give you an opportunity. He's got to grab that opportunity with both hands. I'm still not sure. I think he's a little bit too slight. I think he might end up across Europe. But even still, like, what we have to remember is, even if you look at, like, Leif Davis is a perfect example. Like, if we look at Leif Davis, right? Just bear with us 1 minute. I just want to find out what we actually paid for Leif Davis. So if we look at Leif Davis, right, when we brought him in, again, it's undisclosed, but we sold him for 1 million. I think it's a world record. I think it's a record for a transfer fee paid for a League One player, for a defender, 1 million. We wouldn't have paid nowhere close to that from Morecambe, where we got him from. So even though some of these players might not quite make the grade, you can still move them on. Do you know what I mean? You can still move them on for decent prices. I look at someone like Bogus in that bracket as well, although we spoke about yesterday about how, you know, he's been told he's going to get an opportunity to take a look at. So, look, it makes sense to sign someone like Summerville on a new deal because he's wanted by a number of clubs. Give him his opportunity. If he don't make the grade, you can sell him on and still get good money for him. I'm just not sure. Like I say, 6% of you, I did ask the question, who will have the best season? 6% of you said Summerville. Okay, so he's the least likely, in your opinion, and in mine as well, to make an impact this season. 6% of you, 6%. And Tom Johansson says Summerville was bought for 1.3. Yeah, looking at Transfermarkt, it was 1.3. You know for a fact, right, that when he is sold, or if he is sold, you'll get more than that. You'll get much more than that. You know what I mean? So it's good business, isn't it? Dale said, is Tuzmenikov still at Leeds? I don't think so. Couldn't Tuzmenikov? No, I don't think he is. I can check. Let's have a look. In my recent, had I looked at him before? No, he is. He was on loan at Real Union last season. He's still back with us. Don't know what's happening with him. Centre forward. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with him. No, Joe, 3 players, 1 vote. I had Summerville second. Well, on the vote, mate, he's third. Third. Or least likely to make an impact. This season. Let's talk about Sam Greenwood, my new best mate. After I had the pleasure of meeting him. Look, we'll wait and see on Summerville. Let's hope it goes well for him. Sam Greenwood then from Sunderland. So new long-term deal signed for him as well. Leeds United are delighted to confirm that Sam Greenwood has signed a new contract at the club until the summer of 2026. Versatile 20-year-old who can operate both in midfield and attack has impressed since joining the club in 2020. Linked up with the under-23s initially and played a key role, as we won the league and got promoted. He progressed into the first team and he played against his previous side, Arsenal, in the League Cup, and then a Premier League debut against Arsenal in the league as well at Ellen Road. I think we were back. I mean, it was full of kids that day, weren't it? I remember Cody Drama getting tortured by Martinelli. But of course, obviously, 2 goals down away at Wolves in March. Greenwood came off the bench and made a huge impact in that game, played a key role in 2 of the goals as Leeds staged a comeback to earn vital 3 points against Wolves. We can all remember that game, right? What absolute scenes that was. In the next game, after that superb contribution, he then got another when he came on the pitch away at Watford, and we got 3 points there. He impacted heavily on helping the team to retain their status in the Premier League. And obviously, he played in that last game as well. I couldn't believe it when he was picked to play in that last game against Brentford, and he was exceptional. He was exceptional in that game, and that was what really, I was like, wow, this kid, he's ready. You know what I mean? He's in such a high pressure game as well, such a pressure cooker for him to deal with it the way he did. Exceptional, He made 10 appearances overall in the first team as well. I would argue there's a period of time where you were thinking, actually, he's probably gone ahead of Joffrey a little bit. That's now changed again, looking at pre-season and just what Joffrey's been doing. He's just getting better and better and better. Victor Orta said, look, we are delighted to sign a new deal with him. We brought him here from Arsenal and we knew he was a top talent. He went on to impress in the under-23s and finally in the first team, showing a lot of versatility. We look forward to watching his career unfold at Ellen Road. I mean, for I think Yo-Yo's mentioned about Jesse Marsh picking him for that game. He's a huge feather in Sam Greenwood's cap. I think, was it Click who played there the game before? I can't remember because I remember saying, Like, what's he doing? What's he doing picking Sam Greenwood in such a big game? And obviously, I wasn't Jesse's biggest fan at that point, etc. So, you know, for him to pick him and for him to play as well as he did, exceptional. Obviously, he's played 7 games last season for us, one of them being a start, that one coming against Brentford. He got 2 assists that came against Wolves as well. And he's really turned into a top player for me, Greenwood. You know, he was a striker at Arsenal. You know, he was getting you know, some great numbers at youth level and in the England setup as well, I believe. But then obviously he came in and Bielsa viewed him more as a midfielder. Jesse Marsh has concurred, you know what I mean? And he's played in midfield more often than not than he has done up front in a number 8, if you like. And I think he's done really, really well there. I think he's done really, really well. Obviously, if we look at his performances in the under-23s last season, he made 15 starts, 17 appearances in total, 8 goals, 5 assists. We know he's deadly from set pieces as well. I'd love to see more of that. I think when he plays in the Premier League, I imagine he will score a free kick at some point. We know he has exceptional delivery. Because Jesse likes to rotate, we've got 5 subs. I do expect Greenwood to get his first Premier League goal this season. I just do. I don't think we have that many great set-piece takers in this side. You know, Calvin was one of the set-piece takers, and no disrespect, I don't think he was great on set pieces. I remember, I think, was it Derby where he scored one? Or it might have been the last game of the season. Or was that Ben White with that volley? I can't remember anyway, but I remember digging Calvin out and then he went and scored from it, but not great from set piece. I don't think Jack Harrison's great, Rafinha's great, etc. So Greenwood is though, right? Good fella Clay says, come on, Joe, exceptional, turned into a great player. It's a bit much. All right, my apologies for using the wrong analogy. Okay, exceptional maybe very, very maybe a little bit over the top, but you know, I get carried away sometimes. It's all good, yeah. But yeah, if we look at Sam Greenwood's set pieces from outside of the box, they look great. I've seen a lot of them at under 23s, again, just from video clips. I don't watch a lot of the under 23s. I'm not going to pretend to do so, right? But yeah, he's played over, you know, in the Premier League, 237 minutes. I think Greenwood will have a good season this season. I do think he will have a good season. I think he could see. I think he could see maybe. This might sound mad, but actually on par or maybe more game time than Joffrey, depending on if we bring in another striker. Do I think he will have as big of an impact as Joffrey? No, but I think he might get used a lot more. I don't know if you agree with that, or am I talking rubbish? I talk rubbish a lot of the time. What do we think? But like I say, I think he will have a good season, Sam Greenwood, and will get used a lot because of his versatility, because we have 5 subs available as well. Remember as well, folks, while we're on, please do smash a like on the video. There's over 300 people watching. We've got 129 likes. Let's get that to 200 likes if you could do that for me. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be great as well. Theo says Greenwood's more of a utility player. He does have a number of facets to his game and will be used accordingly. I think with that in mind, I think. So yeah, look, I think he will have a great season. 7% of you. So it turns out now, looking at the poll, that actually the opinions have changed. So 7% of you think Greenwood will have the best season. 8% now Summerville, so Summerville has usurped Greenwood. Athena Dyer said, I'd rather see Greenwood over Rodrigo. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you because you know my thoughts on Rodrigo. I don't know if you can hear that. That was very, very quiet, wasn't it? Let me just turn that up for you, just so you can hear it for all your ears.
You stupid little plonker, Rodney.
That's our Rodders. Hopefully we won't be hearing that on Saturday. I think, and Steve Brown agrees, that Joffrey will play second fiddle to Bamford, whereas Greenwood could play more game time. Yo-Yo says, no way Rodders is class. I don't know where you get that from, though. I don't know where you get Rodrigo. Theo said he's had a good pre-season. He hadn't. We're getting bogged down because he scored 3 against Cagliari. He hadn't had a good pre-season. Do I have an agenda? Maybe, but I don't agree just because he scored 3 goals against Cagliari that he's had a good season. Pre-season. I don't think he has had a good pre-season. I agree with Steve again there, where he says he's class against teams in the bottom 3 and Serie B teams. Yeah, I can't. For me, players that have had a good pre-season: Matt Rocker, Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, Robin Koch, Gelhardt, Christensen. I don't put Rodrigo in them as having a good pre-season, because if you take out them 3 goals, what's he done? Yeah, and Michael, I know Jesse likes him, but it's all Jesse's very, very big on man management and saying the right things. Of course, Rodrigo will see what he's saying. I think they gave Rodrigo the leadership squad tag and tried to get him on side that way. They tried to get him on side that way, and I don't think that worked. I'm just not sure on him. And it'll take more than 3 goals against Cagliari to change my mind. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not convinced. But yeah, I'm just not convinced. But anyway, this isn't about Rodrigo, is it? It's about the future. We'll see. I hope he has a great season. But I'm just not convinced. Like's been said, he'll turn up against the lesser teams. Will he press and, run? Will he run against, better opposition? And Nipper says, how long does he need to prove himself? Is that in response to, is that a negative or a positive from me, do you mean? Do you think he's already proved himself? Because I'd say far from it, not for the price we paid. He's our record signing, people. Record signing. You expect more. And we deserve more. Because he's of the money he's on as well. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think he's give us that. But I hope he comes, like I said, yeah, I want to be proven wrong. This isn't, you know me, right? I am positive, right? I am positive and try to remain positive. But yeah, Nipper says he's already had far too long. Yeah, I thought that's what you were getting at. Big up to Ian Barron. It's his 48th birthday, although I think you said that yesterday. Is it today or was it yesterday? You telling fibs, pal? Are you lying? Bruh. I'm only joking. Always supporting the causes, Ian Barron. Darlington fan, big up Ian, thank you. And happy birthday, mate. Happy 48th birthday. Right, let's talk about the last one and the jewel in the crown, if you like. Joe Gelhardt, right? Joe Gelhardt. There are no surprises that guy has won 85% of the vote. In terms, I asked you the question, who will have the best season? And 85% of you said Joffy. Yeah. I'm not surprised. Look, prior to Cagliari, I wanted Joffy to start. Yeah. I wanted Joffy to start. Louis, I'm using my MacBook one, bro. If you got any tips, let me know. I wanted Joffy to start. Seeing Bamford against Cagliari, his movement was back on point. He scored. That's what we need. I liked what I seen from Bamford. Because we know when he's on it, he can do the job. And I liked what I've seen, so I'm okay with Bamford now. Yeah, with Bamford. Because I was really concerned about his fitness, etc. But it looks like he's got there. He looked good against Cagliari. And I suppose is that me being What's the word I'm looking for? It's okay for Bamford, but not okay for Rodrigo, Joe. What's that word when you're being double standards? Am I giving double standards? I'm okay with Bamford playing well against Cagliari, but not okay with Rodrigo. I just think with Rodrigo, my mind's made up. My mind's made up just because of what we've seen up until this point. But on Bamford, I like Bamford, right? I like Bamford. I do like Bamford. We've had a bit of a roller coaster relationship. It is what it is. But I like him, and his movement was good, right? His movement was good. So that's good. But and I wanted Joffrey to start. We're here to talk about Joffrey. I've done it again. I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. Bring it back to Joffrey. So yeah, Joe Gelhardt. The jewel in the crown, if you like, definitely. For me, anyway, he's the real star of the show, if you like. I can't wait to see him this season. I think he really will be a standout this season for Leeds. I thought it might have come last season, but we know last season wasn't great. From anybody really, even though look what he did. Look what he did. We wouldn't be in the Premier League actually if it weren't for Joffrey. You know, that assist at Brighton was unreal. But Leeds United, right, they are delighted to announce that Joe Gelhardt has committed his future to the Whites by signing a new long-term contract until 2027, so he gets a year longer than the rest of the lads. The 20-year-old has excited supporters since his arrival, with his quick feet allowing him to dribble past defences and create chances in attack, as well as scoring them. As soon as he gets a sight of goal, Joffrey is away, and he's away. Yeah, he's definitely away. He got, after prolific time in the under-23s, Gelhardt was given an opportunity in the first team and memorably won a 90th minute penalty against Wolves at Elland Road to claim a vital point in just his second appearance. He scored his first Premier League goal away at Chelsea in December with a trademark clever finish. I was in Paris when that happened. Obviously, Klick gave away a silly penalty against Rudiger. We should have really picked up a point there at least. Obviously, since then, he's had many opportunities. None were more memorable than in the 90th minute winner against Norwich City at Elland Road. Look, I smile as I say it. Because it brings back good memories. Like Rafinha. The mad thing is as well, Joffrey made the goal. Like the ball comes out from the back. I forget now who plays the ball, but Joffrey wins the header. I think he beats Ben Gibson from Middlesbrough, right? Or who used to be at Middlesbrough, now he's at Norwich. He beats him in the air and then he beats the centre back. Like Joffrey's not the biggest, right? He beats him in the air, goes to Rafa, and I'm thinking, Rafa, don't shoot. Watch that video. Watch my reaction to the Norwich goal. It's class. If I do say so myself, and I'm going, please don't shoot, square it. And he squares it. And oh, wow, Joffrey, boom. Absolute scenes. Already like in the books there, in the history books for them sort of stuff. And then showing a desire and willingness to fight until the very last second of any match. Then, of course, we got the stunning assist for Pascal Struijk's last gasp header against Brighton, which proved to be vital in our battle to stay in the top flight. Overall, he's played 22 times in the first team for Leeds United and has had a productive pre-season, scoring during Australian tour. I think he'll score this season a lot. Victor Orta says re-signing Jordan is an important moment for us. He's the kind of player that can change games, and the fans know this too. We've already seen magical moments from him last season, none more so than the assist for Pascal's goal in the last minute against Brighton or his goal against Norwich. We believe that Joe can go on and have an amazing career, and we are delighted that he's committed his long-term future to Leeds. Of course we are. Like, for me, he's the real standout. Joffrey is, he's just on another planet, I think. I think he's that good. I think a lot of the Premier League are sleeping on him. Obviously, you folks know that I watch a lot of and try to watch a lot of content, and no one's really... They're all, to be fair, I've heard quite a few crazy claims that we might go down and all this sort of stuff, but less said about that, the better. I know them people are, and I will return back to them when it doesn't happen. But, we paid 1.1 million, I think, around about $1 million for Joffrey from Wigan. Obviously, we wouldn't have managed to get Joffrey if it weren't for their financial troubles. But the fact that we were able to lure him here was a big thing in itself, because we know that a number of clubs were after Joffrey, and we were able to show him the pathway into the first team, etc. Bielsa, Victor Orta, let's not forget how much of a big say they would have had in him agreeing to come to Leeds United. I think we'll see him start a lot this season. I do think that, especially if Bamford needs to be managed, and there'll be times when, for whatever reason, there's no FB ref data on him. That's a bit frustrating. Oh, there we go. It's sorted now. I mean, wow. Like, you just have to look at this, though, like, as well. This tells you, so on FB ref, when they've played like a number of games, it shows you their stats in terms of a percentile per 90. If you remember, I shared one with you yesterday. I think it might have been Philip Max or whatever. I'm going to share you this now. Obviously, the other lads don't have this on theirs because they haven't played an awful lot. But if you look at all the greens here, though, do you know what I mean? Like, look at, I don't know if you can see that as good, can you? Can you make that out, folks? Does that make sense? So this is his scouting report. Obviously, if you look there, it's a lot of it is greens. Like, per 90, this is what kind of numbers he's got. You know what I mean? 0.24 assists per 90. I'm not a great statistician, but when I see all these greens, it just shows me, what he brings. Like, if you look at his dribbles, etc., progressive carries, that's what he's really, really great at as well. Of course, he's just like bundling his way through. Defenses, we've seen that with the penalty against Wolves, etc. For such a big guy, he's able to hold people off and sort of bundle his way through, but having and maintaining control of the football at the same time. We've seen that against Brighton, for example, when he dinked it over, over Lewis Dunk. But yeah, you can see there, like, obviously it's some great numbers on there. Like, I think goal involvement every 92 minutes, says Dale. So it is great. And this is really impressive as well. Like, his defensive statistics, if you like. It looks like my Wi-Fi's gone a bit sketchy there for a second. So sorry about that. It'll hopefully sort itself out. It's because I've got so many different programs running at this one time. But you can see there, even if you look at his interceptions, his tackles, his pressures, look at the pressures there, like 99%. 99%. That's no joke. 24.61 presses per 90. You know what I mean? It's great numbers. So it's class to see. And then of even like comparing him, like, these are the players that you would, they're comparing him with. Do you see what I'm saying? So this shows just how compare Joe Gelhardt to top 5 similar players. So if we looked at the similar players, if you have a look here, this is who they're rating him alongside. Mbolo. Do you know what I mean? This is who he's been rated alongside. Mbolo, Morales, etc. You know what I mean? This isn't no joke. And this kid's 20-year-old. You know what I mean? So it just shows you the numbers that he is putting up. You know what I mean? The numbers that he is putting up. Obviously, he's only started 5 games last season as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's class. It is class. So yeah, great from Joffrey. Great to see. He is a top talent. Yeah, he is a top talent, and one that I think will have a real standout season for me. You know what I mean? We've already seen from him this season just how pivotal he can be, and he doesn't have any weight on his shoulders. Like, for him to perform the way that he did against like Norwich and against Wolves and these clutch moments, he's a clutch player. Joffrey Gelhardt is a clutch player because all his goals have come at important times. All his goals have come at important times, and like Pink Floyd said, they're extraordinary stats, really, for his game time, and for the player that he is. I think it's exceptional, and I can understand why 86% of you now will end up all there, think that he will have the best season. I couldn't agree any more with you. You know what I mean? He is the real pick for me. 85%, sorry, 337 votes. I think Joffy will have a standout career at Leeds United, maybe might move on, you know, in a couple of years' time because he's that good, I think. But we'll see. Don't forget that genius assist. We haven't, Robbie. That was exceptional on it as well. So, yeah, Joffy for me, stand out, but glad that they've all signed, you know. For me, jury's still out on Summerville. I think Greenwood will play a lot of minutes this season. I think if I was to make a prediction, I think Summerville goes out on loan in January because he won't have got the required game time. I know this is bold, but I'm just hanging my hat. Summerville goes out on loan in January. Greenwood plays the most minutes. Joffy has the biggest impact in terms of goals at important times, etc. I think that's what I'm hanging my hat on right now. If I was to do so, I would hang my hat on that for sure. I'm just going to have a look on Twitter just to see if we have missed any sort of notifications when I go live. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone as well for your positive comments today on social media, etc. When I mentioned that I'd had over 500,000 views. I got a lot of responses on social media, etc. So thank you for that. Aston Villa and Chelsea have confirmed they've reached an agreement for the permanent transfer of Carney Chukwuemeka. He's going to Chelsea. There you go. He was touted for Barcelona and stuff at one point. Have we got any more from Leeds United? No. Chukwuemeka has gone to Chelsea. That's about it. Let's have a look. I've missed quite a lot. Chelsea considering move for Kyle Walker-Peters. Yeah, no. I'm all up to date. I did see James McAtee might be going out on loan to the Championship. I did see that. Delap as well might be going on loan to the Championship. So, yeah, them loans look like they might have gone. I would have liked us to have got a left back in before the weekend. That doesn't look like it. Well, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. It's Wednesday tomorrow. Press conferences and that'll be Thursday. It's just not going to happen. In terms of what's to come this week, folks, Wednesday is midweek fix. I'll do something during the day if some news comes out. But midweek fix, we're going to be answering and giving our predictions for the Leeds United season. Thursday is going to be like press conference, so I'm going to do a live reaction to the press conference, probably do a preview as well. And on the night, we've got Premier League predictions. Friday is a watch along for Arsenal Palace, Leeds United on Saturday. I'll be probably live at about 2:00, I'd imagine, probably an hour before. We might as well get our kicks. And yeah, just keep your eye on the channel. There's going to be loads to come this season. Please, Sebastian Dennis, Joe, use a reliable source. His tweet has been retweeted. What about Steve? What's this? Talk to me then. Which one? Who's Sebastian Dennis? Let's have a look. Is he as reliable as Don Mitchell, as everyone told me he always gets stuff right? Sebastian, what's he called? Dennis. Oh, here we go. He's got a blue tick. What's he saying? Oh, Cody Gakpo. Leeds. Oh, wait there. Let's have a look. Why aren't you letting me? Leeds visit free jurors. It's not letting me. It's not letting me do the. It's not letting me do the translate. Why is it not letting me translate? Because it's a load of names. What does this mean? Right, okay, wait there. I'm going to share it with you, and you can. I think it might be to do with replacements. Thank you for that. For those that are asking if I'm not at the game, no, I'm going to give my ticket to friends and family. I'm going to provide the watch-alongs. I've made that decision. It's not been an easy decision, but I want to give it a go. So I'm going to continue to pump out the content for you on the weekly. So yeah, I hope you appreciate that. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But this Saturday, as much as it's going to pay me on the game, I'm going to go stay at home and provide some content for you folks. Right, let me share this screen then so you can have a look at this. Some breaking news, if you like. Is it breaking news? I don't know. Can anyone speak French? But I'm assuming it says Leeds are looking at 3 players to replace Rafinha, perhaps. Them 3 players are Ismaila Sarr, Cody Gakpo, or Martin Terrier. Right, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is the pronunciation from Louis Cornelius. Big up to you, mate. Thank you. He says, Leeds are targeting 3 players to replace Rafinha. Ismaila Sarr, Cody Gakpo, Martin Terrier. There you go. Do we believe it? Rachel Bush said, I'd take all 3. So would I. Let's see what some of the comments are saying. What's this one say? Translate. Great, love that. Someone said we'll send you some fishing tips. I love that idea. The translate. You ready? That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Let's see what some of the quote tweets. Gakpo all day long. Sinistera was Rafinha. So what's this one saying? I would take very badly a departure from Terrier this summer, but if in addition to transfer to Leeds, then it would be an affront to all the supporters of Rennes. F Leeds. Why are they mad? Yeah, that their owners had accepted a bid of 70 million. It's not Pepe. We never wanted Pepe. Like that was never a thing. I never spoke about that. Leeds United would never go for Pepe. This is a good point made here from LUFC Liam. If we're still looking for a Rafinha replacement, then why did we sign Sinistera? We better not be selling Harrison. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm not too sure because we've bought Sinistera. I'd write Cody Gakpo off because we looked at Cody Gakpo and then went for Sinistera. This one here I understand because he can play centre forward and play anywhere. This one I'm not too sure on either. A lot of people wax lyrical about him and Dennis, but they fell off a cliff. So I'm not too sure. This one I really like, but again, my only concern is his age. Is his age? I know he's only 25. That's young, and it's just in terms of resale value, and also the fact that he's only done 1 mint season. Yeah, I agree with Jack. Gakpo won't happen. Don't want Sarr. I agree with that as well. Terry out of them. Agreed. There you go. We agree on all 3. I'm just not sure on. I'm not sure on Sarr because he fell off a cliff. Dennis, again, he fell off a cliff, but they are playing in poor sides. But I'd rather have people that, you can go down and still play well. Do you know what I mean? You can still be a standout. Okay, they started okay, but then didn't do much after that. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Listen, if we get some more, I'm not too sure about that, if I'm being honest, because it seems like rehashed old news. Apart from the Sarr one. Anybody could say that, right? I mean, I don't know who he is. 22,000 followers. His bio, editor-in-chief at Foot Mercado. Foot Mercado, if I'm being totally honest, isn't the most reliable, I don't think. Is it? I don't think it is. I'm just having a look at their Twitter now to see what they've been reporting. Just to see if they've got any right. Foot Mercado, I'm not. Is Foot Mercado reliable? Let's have a look. Get French football news. Let's see what's being said. Are you taking the piss? Nah. Well, no. I've looked once and I'm already saying no. Because what? Look at this. Are you taking the piss? This was only January of this year, of last year. I'm going to share this with you, right? So this already blows it out of the water for me, right? Foot Mercato report that Liverpool have initiated contact for West Ham central defender Issa Diop. A player no, that's not. That was never the one. Issa Diop, he's gash. They're saying that Liverpool were after him. Listen, that's in January of 2021, but someone asked straight away, is it reliable? No. That can't. They were never tracking him, surely. Surely. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Not a chance. If that's if that's the sort of thing, let's have a look. I'm gonna have a look, see if there's any more. Okay. So there's a tier system. Right, okay. Is Foot Mercado in this tier system? Wait there, I'm gonna have a look here now. Let me see where they are in this tier system. Wait there. One sec. I'm trying to find them. Sorry, I know this doesn't make for great TV. I'll tell you what, why don't I just share it with you? I'll share my screen and I'll show you what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. So this is from, what are we on? False 9, the Football Transfer Sources Reliability Guide. Who are the most reliable football transfer sources? Well, Romano's number 1, Ornstein right up there. So yeah, Tier 1 almost undisputed. Tier 2 known to have current sources. Tier 3 unreliable. Tier 4 not to be trusted at all. Tier 5 don't waste your time. So let's have a look for Foot Mercado. If they're not on the list, then that's even worse, I think. Let's have a look. Are they on there? They're not in Tier 2. Are they in Tier 3? Can you see them, anyone? Is anyone Get French Football News? They were 1. Are they in Tier 4? Paul Merson. Paul Merson's made the list. Where's Foot Mercado? I don't even think they're on the list, folks. I think, do you remember him? Tancredi Palmari. Yeah, nah, look, they're not even on the list. Yeah, this is brutes, by the way. No disrespect, but it is. Right, okay. There you go. They're not even on the list. They're not even on the list. Yeah, someone says 2.6 million. Yeah, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that they're who's following them, who I know. Alexandra, who I had on the show, Fabrizio Besotted, Footy Insider, our very own Michael Pallet. Yeah, nah, listen, I'm not sure. I'm trying to find a site just to give their oh, congratulations, I've won an iPad, an Apple iPhone 13 Pro. Click the link. I don't think so. In a bit. Thank you very much. Get off this site now. What is it doing? Yeah, look, Foot Mercado's BS, basically, without it being. It's not even on the tier list, man. It's not even on the tier list. So, I'm not too sure. Don's missing from Tier 1, I know, right? Let's have a look at Foot Mercado. I'll tell you what we'll do. The fact that they said that Diop was going to Liverpool, like, tells you all you need to know. Let's have a look. Foot Mercado 3 hours ago. This is their article about Rafinha. We've already replaced him, haven't we? Yeah. Get it up your Foot Mercato. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Some good news. Jake Humphrey's been asked from BT Sports Premier League football coverage ahead of the new season. That is nice to see. Yeah, look. I'm not too sure. There you go. Thank you as always. Anyway, we've nearly done an hour, just 30 seconds short. We might as well wait 30 seconds and do it, haven't we? Yeah. Listen, thanks as always for watching the Just Joe Football Show. Like I say, 500,000 views for the month of July. Let's do more. Let's do more. Let's do more in August. Let's make that happen. Thank you for always being on the journey, for your love and support. Tomorrow I'll be live, obviously, in the evening with the midweek fix with the rest of the lads. Excited for that. I'll keep my eye on this Foot Mercato stuff and see if anything more comes credible about them links to the Rafinha replacement, even though we've already replaced him. So I think he's talking wet, but there you go. Have a nice evening. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully during the day. If not, it'll be at 8 o'clock at night. And yeah, the Premier League's about to start, man. Friday, Arsenal versus Palace. It's going to be good. Thanks always for watching. And I shall see you all in a bit. Yes, Harmony, do you know what? It's so funny. As you said that, I've got like a notification there from Super 6. I'm also going to set up a Super 6 league to run alongside the Fantasy Premier League. So if you want to, I've got loads of notes. Do you know what my notes say here? Take out Perisic, replace him with Andy Robertson. Maybe sticking Neco Williams on the bench. I'm going serious this season. Consider Andreas Pereira for the bench and Leon Bailey. There's some Fantasy Premier League tips for you. Yeah, and I'm also going to do the Super 6, right? Remember, with the Fantasy Premier League, the link's in the description. I'm going to give... I don't know if you know, but on the Leeds watch-alongs and stuff, I've been sponsored now by Football Prizes. So what I'm going to do each month, whoever is the best point scorer from that month, I'm going to buy them like a 10 quid's worth of tickets. I know it's not a lot, but it's still something, right? Every month, bang that in, maybe a little bit more, see what I can do. And put them in, and then you might have a chance to win that. But yeah, I'll do this. I'll do the Super 6 as well. I'll get that sorted now. But just drop to the description. Join the Fantasy Premier League. We've got loads. Listen, thanks as always. Your support is just, yeah, it's been amazing, and it lifts me up. So thank you. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
Say what?
I'll see you in a bit, folks. A bit Westlife there. What are you doing? Bye.